The number one fear that holds most people back from sharing their story is this idea of what if I tell my story and no one cares? In this video, we're going to talk about why your voice matters more than you think. My name is Taylor Hughes. I'm a professional storyteller, and for the last 20 years, I've made my living sharing stories on stage and in books, and I've been able to help hundreds of people get their stories outside of them and onto the stage or onto the page. Here's what I've discovered. We all deal with imposter syndrome. Every single person who ever gets on a stage or pins words on a page is gonna freak out. They're gonna have this moment, a moment that I've had many times where you think, why would anyone care what I have to say? There's this weird thing that happens where we feel like our story is so powerful that it could help people, and yet that we'd be being selfish by trying to talk about ourselves, or that people don't want to hear us share about our experiences. But the truth is, in everybody's personal story, there is universal truths that we all have experienced. Not everyone has lived your life, but everyone has experienced loss and the need for connection and desire for hope. All of these things are universal. And so if you can tell your story in a way that connects people with these concepts and these ideas and these struggles that they're already facing, then it's no longer just about your story. You're sharing your story in a way to remind us that we're all connected in a deeper way. One of my favorite TV shows of all time was the sitcom Everybody Loves Raymond. And I remember sitting with my family and laughing hysterically at these characters who we didn't know, and yet we knew them. And I heard Phil Rosenthal, the creator of that show, say that when he was writing it, he struggled because he thought so much of this is personal and it's about his life and his family. And he felt like if I made it too personal, it wouldn't connect with people. But he said the opposite was true. The more of himself he put in the show, the more he talked about his family, people would walk up to him on the street and would say, "That show's about my brother." Because we all have experienced similar things, and worries and joys and successes and failures. And yet this fear of insignificance, this fear of what if I say something that makes me look silly, or that makes me look egotistical, or that makes me look like I'm trying to just draw attention to myself, those concerns are valid. I feel the same thing, even sitting here talking to you right now. But here's the key to getting over it, is you have to stop thinking about yourself and you have to start thinking about the message that you want to share. Focus on why you want to share your story. I don't think it's just because you want people to think you're great. I think there's something in that story that was transformative, that you used to think a certain way, then something happened, and now it changed the way you think about everything. Or you used to want something very specific, and then something happened, and now you realize that that's not what you needed at all. And there's something about that experience you had that was transformative in a way where you want other people to experience the same thing. If you can focus on that aspect of it, it will change everything. You're not telling your story so that you can get people to react to you or to think you're great or to tell everyone how awesome you are. You're telling your story so that people can experience the same transformation that you experienced when you went through that thing. And if you attach to that, if you attach to the takeaway or the message of your story, if you attach to these lessons that we all can learn from one another, all of a sudden the fear of what people think about you goes away. I like to look at it this way. If you told me I had to go across the street to my neighbor's house here and I had to ring their doorbell, and when they answered the doorbell, I had to serve them court papers, that would be horrible. I would dread doing it. I would know it was going to cost them something, or I would know it would change the dynamic of our relationship, and I wouldn't want to cross the street to do it. But if you told me, hey, here's an envelope, and in this envelope is $10,000 for you to give your neighbor. It's an inheritance for them they didn't know about, and you're going to go give it to them. Well, now I can't wait. I would run across the street. I would ring the doorbell repeatedly. Why? Because I knew I wasn't there to take something from them. I was there to give them something. And when you realize that your experiences, your story that seems so normal to you, the things that you've learned through those really hard times, your words can be oxygen to other people. We all either learn from our own mistakes and experiences, or we learn from the mistakes and experiences of other people. If you can tell your story in a way where it doesn't just shine the spotlight on you, but it turns the attention toward an experience someone else is going through, it can change people's lives. And that might sound cheesy, and I'm not trying to make anyone feel like their story is better than anyone else's. I'm trying to share the fact that these stories are universal. And the best way, since the beginning of time, that we've been able to communicate with each other is sitting around a fire pit and telling stories about our life and our experience. Years ago, when I was starting to perform more, and I was trying to figure out what was going to make my show different and unique. And when I, do keynote speeches, what's going to make those different and unique? And I would have fun anecdotes and facts and interesting information to share with people, and I would have hilarious jokes and stories, but none of them were personal. And my wife, one day we were coming home from a party where we had all been hanging out, having a great time and sharing stories with each other. And she leaned over to me and she said, "Why don't you do that on stage?" And I can tell you, something clicked. I nervously wrote down a personal story. This is what life was like before this moment happened. This is what actually happened in the moment. And this is how my life changed after that. And I put humor in there because that's how I operate. I like to be fun. But I told this 5-minute, funny, transformative story on stage during a comedy show, and people leaned in a different way. If you want to connect with people, learn to share your story, because in your story are things that we can all relate to. If you haven't already subscribed to this channel, I'm going to be sharing tons of storytelling tips and secrets on this page, because it's the thing that's transformed my life more than any other leadership lesson I learned or entrepreneurial book I learned. Learning to tell my story has transformed my career, my life, my relationships. But the most important thing I'm hoping you get out of today is realizing that your story matters. The life you've lived, the experiences you've had, the lessons you've walked away with, those can be oxygen to someone else. Share your stories.